So, epic English rock band Muse are back with studio album number 9, Will of the People. How does it stack up against the rest of their catalog? Is it any good? Is it terrible? Well, let's talk about it. Welcome back to Pixel Positive Music, where we cover all things music. If you enjoy talking about music, whether it's classic rock, modern music, anything in between, please hit that subscribe button below so you can join a growing community of awesome music lovers. The whole goal here is to create a positive community where we can just talk about music and have fun doing so. So, let's get into some Muse. Muse is, without a doubt, one of the most interesting modern bands. We get an incredible variety of sounds from these guys. I mean, whether it's the stuff from 20 years ago on Absolution, like Time Is Running Out or Stockholm Syndrome, to the more like space rock type stuff that we got with Black Holes and Revelations, or just the epic music that they have put out, like Knights of Sidonia, Survival, the stuff from Drones in 2015. We've gotten so much music from Muse. These guys are heavy hitters. They've done so much, and they're almost 30 years of existence, which is pretty wild because the energy that comes from this new album, Will of the People, is just insane. I mean, for a band this far in their career, 9 albums in, nearly 30 years of existence, and they're firing on all cylinders here. For me, I tend to find enjoyment in most of the music that Muse does. I know that they can be a bit polarizing because they do, genre bend. They go from like something heavy to something more sci-fi to something more synth-oriented, like Simulation Theory, to some of the heavier things they've done, like on Drones. And so, I understand that sometimes people get frustrated with Muse. I enjoy their music. I love that they are not afraid to try different sounds, different genres. So, Will of the People, according to an interview, this album actually came about from the record label requesting that Muse do a greatest hits album. Matt Bellamy, the lead singer, vocalist, guitarist, songwriter, he did not want to do greatest hits, but he was more open to the idea of doing a greatest hits of sounds, which is very interesting, and it actually pans out here. You get all the eras of Muse. You get really heavy tracks. I mean, really heavy tracks. Lead single Won't Stand Down is one of the heaviest tracks Muse has ever put out. It's got a full metal breakdown in the middle, which is just awesome. And to more electronic-oriented tracks like Euphoria, Compliance, another major single, to softer piano songs like Ghosts. I mean, you get everything here, which is probably why I enjoy the album so much. I mean, let's be real. I think Will of the People, on first listen, I had a very, very positive reaction. I thought immediately, oh my gosh, this might be Muse's best album. And I can't really make that determination right now because their catalog is so complex compared to other bands that I'm going to have to sit down and just listen to everything again, I think. I've had to do it before. I had to do it with Simulation Theory and Drones to really figure out where those albums placed. And so, but if you're a fan of Muse, you're going to like Will of the People. And if you are not normally a fan of Muse, or you haven't listened to Muse, or you're not familiar with Muse, I know a lot of my audience is more classic rock, give this album a try. Muse takes a lot of influence from classic rock bands. They take a lot of influence from Queen, a lot of influence from bands in that vein. So Will of the People opens with the title track, Will of the People, which starts with an awesome vocal cadence, just repeating that line, will of the people, will of the people, will of the people. And it's a really fun opening track. It just kind of chugs along. It is very energetic, has a really fun bass line, really fun guitars. It's a perfect opening track. It's really, really good. We transition to Compliance, which is more of a synth track. Really good message in that song. Really, really great sounds, good vocals, catchy chorus, um, really awesome synth solo in the middle, which is really great. You don't get a lot of those from Muse. It's mostly really awesome guitar solos. But yeah, Compliance was a major single, so it's a really great track. Liberation, things slow down a little bit, and it's a decent track. It was, I think it's more pretty forgettable compared to the rest of the album, but it's still a good track. And then we move on to Won't Stand Down, which is a killer song. I mean, this song, it starts with the vocals are, the verses are just sung so intensely and so well by Matt, and then he breaks into the amazing chorus of Won't Stand Down. The song feels like it's about empowerment in a relationship, and like really seizing control of your own life, and not being manipulated or controlled by anyone anymore. I mean, it's absolutely great. It works so well. And then after the second chorus, the song breaks down into a full heavy metal breakdown, which is just awesome. I mean, Muse, they kill it with this track. It's incredible. And then you immediately transition to Ghosts. How Can I Move On? Which is a piano-led ballad. It's just pianos and Matt, and it's beautiful. This is a song about loss, whether that is like death or loss of a relationship. I don't know, but the track is beautiful. This is like the tenderest I think we've ever seen Matt Bellamy. He sings this song with such conviction, such emotion, such power. And the piano playing is just beautiful. I mean, this is a highlight track for me. It's one of the best tracks that I've heard in a very long time from any band. It's incredible. Then we transition to the most recent single, which also came out today with the album, You Make Me Feel Like It's Halloween. This is a fun track. There's like a mad organ playing in the background that really gives this a Halloween vibe. Like, I could totally see blasting this at like a Halloween party. One of the reviews I read said that like this song kind of is like almost a heavier, like synth heavy version of Monster Mash, that classic Halloween song, and I totally get it. I mean, it's just great. It's such a fun track. It's just awesome. And then we've got Kill or Be Killed. The band is running like double kick pedals here. We're getting like some really like heavy metal riffs, and like even a heavy metal growl in the middle, so we go from heavy metal, we go from a hard rock with heavy metal influence and Won't Stand Down to piano ballad and Ghosts to like a fun synth rock Halloween track to a heavy metal inspired track. I mean, it's absolutely insane. And then we've got another slower one in Verona, and then Euphoria is a really great, like another electronic based track. It's really, really good. It's just another like synth based track towards the end that transitions perfectly to the final track, wonderfully titled We Are Fucking Fucked. And it's another heavier track with heavier guitars and everything else. And I'm kind of left after listening to this album. I'm like just blown away by the amount of music and the amount of like genres and the amount of like sounds that they have thrown together all into one album, and it somehow sounds so cohesive and works like so freaking well. I mean, it's incredible. It's Muse is really good at this kind of thing. They're really good at just jumping from genre to genre, and they do it really, really well here. I mean, just absolutely well. I think that this tour is going to be an amazing tour to see live. I've seen Muse twice. I saw them with Drones back in that was their 2015 album, and then I saw them on the Simulation Theory tour. That was their 2018 album, and both concerts were among the best I've ever been to. Muse is well known for their live performances. I imagine that this tour will be incredible. So, I mean, yeah, that's Will of the People. And now that I'm sitting here filming this, I'm realizing this is more of a first thoughts, because it's kind of how Muse is. You think you're sitting down to review it, but you just keep thinking of more and more things, with these albums. So I'm probably going to revisit this one down the line. I'm going to listen to it several more times to really get a feeling for it. But I mean, what do you guys think of Will of the People? Are you guys Muse fans? Are there any Muse fans in the audience? If so, I want to hear from you. I want to know how you think it compares to their previous work. I want to know if you like the album, if you don't like the album. And I cannot stress this enough. If you have not listened to Muse, listen to Muse. They are an example of modern music done right. Because I'm a firm believer that I know in the classic rock community, sometimes it's a commonly held belief that modern music is all trash. It's not. It sometimes, modern pop, sure, we can, that's whatever. But there are modern rock bands that are absolutely incredible, and Muse is one of them. So absolutely check out Muse. Check out this newest album, Will of the People, and let me know what you guys think in the comments. And as always, please hit that subscribe button below so that we can help grow the channel. And if you like the video, hit that thumbs up so that this video has some more visibility. It helps the channel out a ton. And I always appreciate the support that you guys are giving. So I will see you guys at the next video.